morning and welcome. My name is Tom Riley. I'm your 2011 President of the New Hampshire Association of REALTORS. This morning we just completed our Executive Committee meeting here in Concord, and there's much happening here in Concord that directly affects you and your income and your operations throughout the state. Some of the issues that we're working at the State House here, and there are 3 or 4 major issues we're still working on. The first one was the SAFE Act. As you know, we got it through the House recently, as of yesterday actually. It passed the Senate on a 17-0 vote. Big plus and kudos for our public policy team. It worked out extremely well, and now it's just got to go to the governor for signature. We're still working on some social media issues on how they're tied in through your marketing and through your listings. There's a big concern there. We'll be working on those. A new issue in Concord is the towns that have been consolidating lots for landowners. We're basically trying to put a law or regulation through that these lots cannot be consolidated without the authorization and approval of the landowner. So this is a new one we're working on, and we're hopefully at public policy going to get that passed. And of course, a big issue for those in the northern part of the state is the Northern Pass, with the electricity trying to come out of Canada to Connecticut. This issue is a very volatile issue in the northern part of our state. We're still studying the issue. We're still looking at the issue. Are they allowed to take land for a company out of the country to supply goods to a place outside of New Hampshire and not in New Hampshire? We're looking at that, we're studying it, and we'll keep you apprised of what's going on. From that point, we basically had lot of discussion was basically on the convention that's coming up over in Portsmouth. The RPAC dues that we're still trying to raise. We're getting closer and closer to our goal. It's very important. Last year and the year before, and I think probably the year before that, there were only 2 states in the nation did not make their national RPAC goal. I think it was New Hampshire was one. And I'm really hopeful that we get all our membership to contribute this year. We need to make our goal. Please consider giving an extra $5 or $10 to us. It would be greatly appreciated, and it helps. If your real estate is your business, politics is definitely what you need to be involved with, because this is how we protect you in all these regulations that are going on throughout the state. I just got back Sunday after being a week in Washington, D.C. With the National Association of REALTORS mid-year meeting. There's a lot going on in Washington. For those of you who haven't seen or heard, right now the National Association proposed the Realtor Party Political Survival Initiative. It was basically going to impact us personally by a $40 per member per year dues increase. The total over 5 years would have been close to will be close to $250 million that the National Association of REALTORS has. This is to offset the Supreme Court ruling last year where soft and hard money can come from corporations. They wanted to stay relevant in the industry, and they felt this was a very, very important part of it. At the Board of Directors meeting, where there were between 800 and 900 members there, very little discussion. I was amazed. After a whole week of educating all the directors, the voice vote passed, I'd say between 95 and 98%. Very, very few nays that you could just barely hear. Also in Washington, still a lot of discussion on what the politicians call real estate entitlements, mortgage interest deduction, real estate property taxes, insurance deductions. We met with our senators and our congressmen, and we really asked, please protect them for us. We put a House resolution together, with National's help. We've got a lot of congressmen signed on already saying they will protect those initiatives. There's also another drive here in Washington to modify the amount down on mortgages. They feel that 20% down on any acquisitions is very important. We don't agree with that. We cited the VA and FHA loans that we saw go through, veterans specifically, less than 1.9% foreclosure rate, and it was not the 20% down that's doing. Senator McCain has put before a bill that would sunset the Fannie and Freddie's in 2 years. We don't agree with that. We need them for our livelihood, and we're fighting on that issue as well. So with all those issues in Washington, plus more in Chicago, National Association of REALTORS has done much to help you. And there's a couple bills out right now that you'll see coming before. We're going to need your calls for action. Please, please, I implore you, when you see a call for action coming across, don't delete it, click it. It takes less than 2 minutes. Put in a call for action. We're going to get our numbers for April here in New Hampshire very shortly. The numbers are going to come out, what has sold and what hasn't sold. Probably going to see a decrease from April of last year. The primary reason being is that last year, if you can recall, we had the government stimulus, the $8,000, $8,500 stimulus package that they put out. That's not in effect this year. Those numbers spiked substantially last year because of that stimulus. We don't have it this year. So even though the numbers are coming out lower for total volume this year, be optimistic. I think for the end of the year, we're going to be okay. And it looks like it's stabilizing. The economist in Washington said it was stabilizing, and that's not just in New Hampshire, but across the country. And finally, I guess I'd just like to, one more time, remind you that we do have our convention coming up in September in Portsmouth. Please sign up for there's a limited amount of space there, limited amount of rooms. Everything is going to be tight this year, so if you would like to go, sign up early. We really would appreciate it. Would love to see you there. And don't forget, an extra $5, $10, $20 towards RPAC would greatly help us. I would appreciate it, the state would appreciate it, and all our membership that works and leadership that works so hard for you to protect your industry would appreciate it. Thank you very much, and have a great day.